Hello everyone. So today in this video, in this slightly unusual video, let me show you the gear I use, or I should say the gear I don't really use to make videos on YouTube. Now on this channel, on Ravi Sagar channel, of course I make videos on Jira, and these videos are of course technical in nature. I try to show my computer. Mostly I help you guys to solve a problem, and sometimes I also just talk, like in this video I'm just talking to you and I'm just talking about something, sharing my experience and my views, but I thought I'll probably help you and also in a way motivate you that you don't really need all this fancy stuff to make videos. But anyways, let me show you my stuff, my gear, my photography, videography gear, and as you can see, I have like a lot of stuff here. Starting with this stand, this light stand. This is actually amazing because I have two of them, and the good thing about this stand, this light stand, is that it is very cheap, number one, and it can actually take any bulb, bulb that you have in your house. Usually when you buy these stands, these stands come with not only this tripod that you can fold, but you can also attach an umbrella here on top. For example, if you look here on the right hand side, this is the umbrella, and this umbrella is useful because you can diffuse the light, so it is quite good. And these are very cheap. I mean, if you want to buy lights and you are thinking of maybe starting a YouTube channel and you want to focus on lighting, I would say that don't worry too much about expensive lights. Just buy these simple ones. And because it comes with these stands, these collapsible stand, you can actually adjust the height, and best part is, again, it is very cheap. But if you have some money, or if you want to maybe step up your lightning, you can actually invest in something like this. So this is newer RGB lights, and the best part about this light is that it is RGB. So let me just turn it on. For example, if I show you, so this is the light, and as you can see, it looks really good, but you can change the temperature. So you can actually adjust the brightness, and you can also change the temperature, and it supports different colors. Maybe you want to have some background. So let me show you this light here. Let me just turn it on. So this is of course green, but if you want, you can actually just change the temperature of this light to maybe blue. And also the good thing about these RGB lights is that it has this cover. I don't know what you call this, some kind of a shutter, and it is actually very useful because when you're making a video, you may want to control not only the brightness, but you don't really want the light to spread. So using the I don't know what you call this, shutter, rudder, whatever it is, you can actually close it, and you can actually focus this light only maybe on your face, or maybe on a specific part of your video. So amazing lights. And by the way, these lights can be controlled using a mobile app. So you may want to, if you have money, you may want to look at these lights. Newer, I think it's newer. And talking about newer, I also have this tripod. So when you are doing any kind of photography, videography, you would need a tripod. And this one is actually my favorite because, and by the way, this is not like a full length tripod. It is only for keeping it on the table, or maybe if you need a tripod, then you should actually get something like this. If you want to like carry a tripod, like a solid tripod with you all the time, this is the one that I highly recommend. And if you like collapse everything, it will become like this big, which you can easily keep in your bag. And talking about tripod, let me show you one big one. So this is again newer, and as you can see, I have like quite a lot of things from newer. And this is of course a big tripod, and it is of course something that you can I mean, I don't really carry it with me in my backpack because you can't really put it in your backpack. I mean, even after collapsing everything, it will become like I think it is quite lengthy, so usually you have to keep it carry it with you. It comes with a bag, but if you are like driving, you can easily fold it and keep it in your boot. The best part about this tripod is, of course, it is solid. Solid tripod and well built. It will hold any big SLR, DSLR with beefy lenses. But good thing, or the best thing that I personally love about this tripod is the ability to basically, let me just try to change the orientation. Okay. All right, so this is what I wanted to do. So you can actually like change the angle of this part. So if you're let us say making a video and you want to show something, maybe you are doing a product review. Of course, I don't really do that, but sometimes I have to like show my handwriting, and this is actually quite useful and really solid laptop, or not laptop, but this tripod. I will talk about my laptops as well. And by the way, the newer lights also come with a similar stand. So in case you're wondering whether you need to use a stand, you don't really have to worry about it because it comes with a stand. But these lights can be adjusted and used anywhere, because if you want to hang it on your wall, you can. Also, one more light that I want to talk about and show you is this one. So this is really good and interesting because not many people know, but I do like things on electronics. And if you have a light like this, of course you can use it to make a video, which is something I do, to be honest. But the main benefit of this light is that you can actually adjust and focus on something. And if you want to really focus on something, you can actually use the lens on top. So if you want to maybe do some electronic work, which I'm learning, by the way. I have some knowledge, but not really a lot of knowledge. But most of the times I'm just using it as a normal light to make videos. All right, so moving on, I have these power banks which I always keep with me. So this one is always with me in my bag, and this one is, I believe, 10,000. The capacity, no, not 10,000, it is 12,000 mAh. The other one is 30,000 mAh, and this is actually quite useful because you can check the battery level. And the reason I have this one, number one, it is of course high capacity. Also, you can have fast charging because I have a couple of devices that supports USB and also fast charging. So it is always good to have something like this. And one more light is this one, like a small light, which is VGIM VL120. If you're traveling, or maybe if you need like a light that you want to just use very quickly, you can use this. Good thing about this light is that and by the way, it also comes with this diffuser. Also, you can change the mode. So right now it is blue, but you can have different modes in this. Amazing light. I love this light. Very useful, very handy, and you can just keep it in your bag. All right. Now talking about cameras, let me start with this one. This is my very first camera. This one is Canon 1000D, which I purchased many years ago. And by the way, all of this stuff that you see here, I don't really recommend you to buy stuff unless you are very sure, unless you're 100% sure that you're going to make money, because all of this is nothing but my investment. I mean, these are not really toys for me. I use these things to do my work. And same for this camera. I purchased this camera when I used to do website development, graphic designing, photography. So yes, I've done photography, and also I've made videos, like paid videography work. I've done that. So this one is right now, of course, only used for photography, because you can't really record a video with the 1000D. I know that there is a way you can actually use one open source camera operating system, but I'm not really bothered, to be honest. This one is amazing camera. I love Canon cameras, and best part about these Canon EOS cameras are that you can have like n number of, there are like so many lenses. So this one is this one is the zoom like 55 to 250 mm, and if you want to take photographs of birds or dogs or cats or clouds, you can. Amazing camera. But if you want to make videos, you need, of course, something like this. So this one is Canon 200D, and it is a really good camera. It is right now with this 10 to 18 mm lens. This lens is really wide, amazing lens, and it also has stabilization. This is a really good camera, by the way. I make a lot of videos with this camera, and usually I use this this mic on top, which is Movo VXR10. Good mic. It works really nicely, and it comes with this wind thing, like wind cat, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it, but sometimes I make videos outside in my garden, and it is usually very windy here in the UK, so it is quite useful to have this. But I also use that lavalier mic, which I'm using right now, which I'm not really sure if you can see, but I'm using it with my mobile phone. The next camera that I want to talk about is this one. This is my action cam. Now, I sometimes make videos of me riding my bike, or when I'm outside. I don't really use this camera a lot these days, but now I use this camera to simply I use it as a webcam. I'm sure on my other channel, Blackberry Boy, I have shared how I use this camera as a webcam. So I have some scripts that I use, but this is really good. I mean, to be honest, I've made a lot of videos with this camera, and I have also used this camera as a dash cam, because you can. The next camera is amazing, one of my favorite camera, and this is Panasonic Lumix S5. Really good camera. This is a full frame camera. This one is with a 20 to 60 mm lens. This is of course mirrorless, so you don't really have, you can see what is happening if you want to take a picture using the viewfinder, but it is mirrorless. It is not that beefy, but it is of course heavy camera because the lens is heavy. It's a solid camera. I love this camera. And by the way, both of these cameras can also be used as a webcam if you want. On my Blackberry Boy channel, I have shared how I do that using G422. You can also do that using software. I mean, if you want, you can also use Canon software as a webcam. You can also use Camlink, I believe. I never really used it. I never really bothered to buy it because I can do it anyways using my normal USB-C or not USB-C, yeah, USB-C, yeah, it comes with USB-C cable, but you can also use this with this Canon 200D as a webcam. So it comes with a micro USB-C cable, not USB-C, micro USB cable. Also, when you buy like a Canon camera these days, or not even these days, but since the beginning, it always used to come with this 18 to 55 mm lens. This is like a very old lens, and it works really nicely. Sometimes if I have to make a video using external lens, I use this camera 200D with this lens, because sometimes I don't really want too wide view, and this is not really a wide angle lens. It is 18 to 55. If you are taking a picture within, like if you're taking pictures or if you're making a video maybe in a room, this works really well. Now moving on to my machines. So as you can see, if you follow my other channel, Blackberry Boy channel, I'm sure you know that I'm a big ThinkPad fan. So this one is a ThinkPad X220. I love this laptop. I think ThinkPad X220 is probably, it is not even a claim, it is a fact. It is the best ever laptop, and this is actually a very old laptop. I think it came out in 2011, if I'm not wrong, and I have two of these, by the way. The one that I'm using right now. So I used this this for many years, but recently I moved to ThinkPad T14, and I moved to ThinkPad T14 because mainly because I was looking for a laptop where I can do a bit more editing. although this is great, X220, and if you know my videos, I don't do any editing, but sometimes I have to do editing, and that is why I was struggling. Although I have like a desktop computer as well, I have Mac, I have other machines, but I was looking for a laptop with some decent capabilities, video editing capabilities, and this is amazing. ThinkPad T14. I normally use it with a dock when I'm working, and I'll come back to the laptop because I want to talk about something. Now, talking about bags, because I'm fascinated with bags. I have like few bags that I always have with me. Now, usually if I'm traveling, I'm either carrying this bag, which is, I believe, Miltech something bag. I love this bag. And this bag is like a tactical bag. It has a lot of things that you can do with this. And if I'm not doing any, like, if I'm not doing any formal work, for example, if I'm going to a client, I would carry this bag with me. This is a Samsonite bag. I'm a big fan of Samsonite bags. They are like very simple, but they will last forever. In fact, the first ever Samsonite bag that I bought, which I used to carry with me all over India, I still use it. I still have it, but this is now my primary bag. And of course, both of these bags will be able to carry 2 laptops easily. I normally carry 1 laptop, like this one, but when I travel to India, I had to carry both of them along with my, I mean, it depends. If I'm, let us say, working for someone and they have given me a laptop, then I also need to carry that laptop with me. But if I have to carry, let us say, my X220, let us say if I'm going for maybe, maybe I'm going out, but it's not really like a formal thing for me. Like, I'm not really going to work, but I still want to be assured that I have like a machine with me. So I can actually carry either of these machines because they are always, I mean, not always, but they're usually in sync. I keep my files in sync. I use SyncThing, but usually I try to carry my X220 because it is smaller, slightly smaller if you look here, and I carry it in my shoulder bag. So this one is one of my favorite bag, messenger bag, shoulder bag. I bought this from Kamla Nagar. I think there's a shop, or there used to be a shop called Bombay House, if I remember correctly. I love this bag. Amazing bag. I mean, solid bag. Usually if I have to spend, I mean, when I buy bags, I spend money. I mean, I don't really mind spending like 100, 200 pounds if I have to. But yeah, none of these bags are that expensive. But that is what I do. I mean, bag is like an investment, and usually you would use these bags to keep your equipment. So you have to be careful when you are buying a bag. Now, talking about camera bag, I don't really use camera bag because I don't really want to be seen as a photographer or a videographer, because I'm not. But I still try to carry at least a DSLR with me, even though 80% of the times I don't really shoot with DSLR. But what I normally do, I usually have like either this bag where I keep my camera and I put it in my other bag, and it works. And I think that is what you should do. You should probably just keep your camera safe. Maybe use like a woolen cap if you have to, because I use like a woolen cap. I don't know where it is, but it must be somewhere here. And I just wrap it around my camera and I put it in my bag. And that is it. That is what you should do, because camera bags are usually very expensive, and they are not really, I mean, they are basically for photography. If you're doing only photography, then it is fine, but I don't really do just photography. I need like a proper bag. And these days I'm actually looking for like a roll top bag, because roll top bags, I do have one roll top bag, but it is like a bit small. But because when you have a roll top bag, you have like extra capacity all the time with you. Now, this is all my stuff, and as you can see, I do have quite a lot of stuff for making videos. But majority of the times, like literally 90% of the times, I just use either this laptop or this laptop with my Logitech webcam, which is something that I attach on top with like a Samsung Go mic, which I believe I have shown you. Let me show you. So this is my Samsung Go mic, which I use to make a video, and this is attached to this stand with a pop filter. And for a long time I was actually making a video using a sock, not a socks, but I think it was a glove. And when you're making a video, I think audio is important. I think on my channel, I think my videos are usually of decent audio quality, if not great. And if you have like a decent mic with a pop filter, I think that is all you need. And this is the Logitech webcam, and this is the webcam that I use to make all of my videos. It's a very simple webcam. It is not very expensive. I have two of these webcams with me, and highly recommended. And this is my main workstation. I use this AOC monitor, and I also have this ThinkPad dock, which I use when I'm using my T14. But for my X220, I have another dock. And by the way, I also use this stand, and I keep one of these stand in my bag all the time. Also, I use this mechanical keyboard, and as you can see, I'm a bit of a freak because I want everything to be customized, and I have like a lot of shell scripts that I use to do my computing. I have a shell script for everything, and I have like different shortcuts, and I have these stickers so that I can be super efficient when I'm doing my stuff. This is one more workstation of mine, and on this workstation I have this dock for my X220, and I purchased this stand, I believe, a few months back. I think it was in October, and it's very stable, very sturdy. I don't really move it. I have just adjusted the height based on what I need, and it works really nicely. These are the Edifier speakers which I use for listening to music, and also to listen to the intros and outros that I have on my videos. So sometimes, when I make my videos, I'm sure you have noticed it, but there is one music that plays in the beginning, and then the music fades, and when the video ends, the music comes back. So I basically use these monitors to monitor the audio, and these monitors are great because number one, these are really high quality not monitors, the speakers. These are high quality Edifier. They are not super cheap, but if you are into music, I don't think you should hesitate spending some money. And good thing about these speakers is that these are not only you can use these speakers with Bluetooth as well, and you have like multiple options when it comes to the input. So it can take, I believe, 5 inputs, which is amazing. And these speakers are active speakers, so you don't really need amplifier, which is not a great thing, because I have like a couple of amplifiers, and normally when I use my speakers, I have like few more speakers. I'll show you. I normally use amplifier because you can control a lot of things, like the treble and bass, and with the help of an amplifier you can actually improve the quality of your music. But I use the Edifier ones because these are actually really good, even though they are active, but they're good, and also they can take like 5 inputs. I also have on my desktop, so in fact I have like 3 workstations. This is workstation number 1. I showed you the other workstation. This is my workstation number 3 with 2 Think Center monitors. Good thing about these monitors is that you can actually insert on the back side, you can actually insert Think Center, and I'm not really sure if you know what a Think Center is, but it's like a small computer, and amazing. I mean, they are great. But I normally have this HP desktop, which I have connected to these monitors, and sometimes when I need like a bit more processing power, I use this CPU, and usually all of my files are also synced here. So this is also running on Arch Linux. And by the way, I keep my dumbbells here. Unfortunately, I don't really work out a lot these days, but because I work standing up, I also try to lift these weights. I bought these from Decathlon. I don't really have a lot of, I mean, I do have like some equipment, but not really a lot. I'm actually thinking of purchasing, a few more things, maybe, few weights and rods. I'll let you know in case you're interested. And these are the other two speakers which are in my living room, because for me, music is really important and the quality is really important, and I prefer these big speakers because they are great. And sometimes I, of course, work from this room. I During summertime, I actually bring my, I usually keep my big monitor here with a dock, of course. So if I have to work, I just attach my dock, and I'm just ready to work. And this is my living room, by the way. It is actually one of my favorite room in the house. And I sometimes make videos here. Sometimes I'm actually sitting here uh, in this corner, and it's a nice background. And whenever I'm trying to focus on something, and if I need to just talk about something, I think it's a nice spot. I was actually thinking of using this corner as like a podcast corner, and I was thinking of inviting other people who can just sit here on the sofa, have a cup of tea, coffee, maybe some drink, and make a podcast. Because I was thinking, I am still thinking of making like a proper podcast with other people. Let us see how it goes. I do have some plans, but it would be somewhere here. All right, so I hope you found this video useful and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.